All right, broski, it's T-Man, and I'm going to do a reaction video to Greg Doucette's video on this fitness slave, bro. Will's competing. Will Tennyson, the biggest fitness lifting gym gear slave on the net to date. This phony. Man, he's finally, Greg is exposing him for the phony he is. Anyway, so we're going to react to Greg Doucette's video, the gym lifting, recruiting fitness gear slave himself, Greg Doucette, on this fitness slave. So, Greg Doucette says, Will Tennyson, first bodybuilding show. There you go. People that compete in these bodybuilding shows, bro, they cannot be trusted. I'm telling you, man.
Look at this. I mean, think of it. This is insane. That had 2,500 comments.
Yes, very insane. So do you all think that Will Tennyson is natural here now? All his followers out there, oh, my Will Tennyson, he's so natural. Oh, man. I've always known this guy's a fake because he's part of Gymshark and this whole community, this crazy fitness community.
130,000 likes. I would say that Will Tennyson is to natural bodybuilding what Sam's...
Look, I'm not saying you can't get to a level that, get low body fat. But Will Tennyson, how did he get there so quickly since last week?
is to enhance. Coach Greg, and it's a gloomy day outside, but it got a lot brighter seeing Will Tennyson's latest post. It's almost time with the clock. I'm going through the comments and people are speculating. Is Will Tennyson competing? Of course they're thinking.
Of course he's competing, and he's competing in a natural IFBB or IFB, whatever you want to call it, competition. Of course, Will Tennyson has always been natural. What are you talking about? He's just the biggest influencer that's out there on YouTube with all the rest of them.
That. Look at this physique.
He even does collabs with all these other fake lifting people on drugs, like that strongman guy and a bunch of other influencers. Oops, I forgot. Will Tennyson, he's natural. He should be making videos with natural people. Yeah, okay.
I mean, what is exactly going on right now? Bro has quads on quads. Are we hitting the stage 1,100 likes? Don't know how you do it, what with all the YouTube vids and different diets. And of course I had to chime in, leaner than last time. Imagine with the proper tan. Will Tennyson looks this shredded, looks like he's approaching 6% body fat, and he doesn't even have a dark tan. Is it possible that Will Tennyson is getting ready to compete in his very first bodybuilding competition? Well, considering that he was 205 pounds several months ago and is weighing about 179 pounds right now, it does appear that he's been dieting.
Man, to get the 6% is really, that's really hard, man. Yeah, 6%. I don't know. Can make it to 9. A lot of people are at 9, 10, 9 and 10, right? But when you're getting down to digits like 6, 5, 4, 3, wow, that's like competition. That's competition level. And most people in competitions are trying to get to about 3, right? 3%. Or if they can even get to 2, if that's a possibility, I don't know, but whatever. That's just crazy.
Harder than last time. And so when people diet, they're dieting for a reason. Why would he be dieting to this extent?
It definitely gives you a nice cosmetic look when you have low body fat. Definitely. I'm not gonna lie, man. Look, having very low body fat, a thin skin, your muscles showing, it definitely gives a very nice cosmetic look. Definitely. You know what I mean? It's very, how should I put it? It's very attractive. People find that attractive. That's why you have this whole thing now, the aesthetic physique thing, this whole genre, people chasing aesthetic physiques, I guess because they failed at building muscle. So they're like, okay, if I can't build muscle, I might as well get an aesthetic physique, very low body fat. So I'll chase that because that's a lot easier, because I failed at building muscle because I'm too stupid to build it. So I'll just get very low body fat. Okay. No big deal, yeah.
if he wasn't competing. And when you post photos of yourself posing and you write it's almost time, what other thing?
The question is this: is that really healthy for you to have such low body fat? I don't feel good. I don't feel good at very, very low body fat, you know? Yeah, I don't feel that great, man. I don't know. But whatever.
Could it be almost time for? Almost time to go on a bulk? Almost time to go and train at Sam's Club? Almost time to Will his Tennyson or possibly do gregdoucette. And so Goliath writes, the cheeks are caving hard already. Bro, what cheeks is he?
Here's the thing. When I was younger, you know, I've had a very low body fat as a young person. My brother, me, had very low body fat. I know a lot of people, when they're young, they have very low body fat. But as they get older, they accumulate body fat. I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, as a young person, a lot of people are skinny. They have low body fat, whatever. A lot of people out there. Is it maintainable? Well, it was always there to begin with, right? It's not about maintaining it. It's not about maintaining it, really. Can you bring it back? Like, let's say you got older, you started eating crap, whatever, gained some fat. Can you go back to that level that you were when you were a young person, very low body fat? Yeah, you can. See what I mean? Is it maintainable? Yes, it depends on what you're eating. You know, as a young person, I was a poor eater. I was kind of a poor eater. I don't know. I guess I was a kind of a poor eater. So, yeah, I've always had like low body fat growing up. I mean, but later, as the years go by, you get older, you know, you do different things, right? And then you accumulate body fat over time. But like I said, can you go back to where you were when you were young? Yeah. Do you need to maintain that by being like low caloric diet? Well, not necessarily. If you're on a high nutrient diet, you're fine. But if you start eating high caloric diet, so-called calories, well, of course you're going to get body fat. Hello. But usually these so-called, what they call ectomorph people, usually, you know, it's there. It's just there. They have low body fat.
He talking about? Yeah, boy. Now, the only thing missing in this photo is a clearly defined Cox Maximus. Will Tennyson, being 100% natural, I certainly don't think he's going to look like that when he gets on stage. Did Will Tennyson not just use Cialis in a prior video to get a greater pump? And so is it possible that he's experimenting with supplements to get the best physique humanly possible? Now, remember, Will Tennyson is 100%.
I don't know. Is he experimenting like what's that kid? I forget his name. It's another influencer on the internet that ordered things online and then pretended that he wasn't going to take it and he did.
Natural. Many people have stated.
You know his name, Jeff Nippard. Remember Jeff Nippard's video? I heard steroids and I was going to take him just so I could win the competition because, you know, I wanted to cheat. I wanted to steal it from the other people and yada, yada, yada. I went to a natural competition, but I was taking steroids. But then he tried to pretend like, well, I didn't take him. And they showed up on the stage looking like a steroid person, but I didn't take him. I just looked like steroids. Yeah, okay, Jeff.
It's steroids. How could he, in fact, have built this physique?
He just looks like a guy on steroids. He doesn't take steroids, Will Tennyson. Come on, guys. Are you stupid or something? Give me a break.
It's steroids. How could he, in fact, have built this physique?
Absolutely not. Built this physique? You mean get low body? He didn't build a physique. He lost fat. What are you talking about? He lost fat. He didn't build anything.
To see the comp video. Nobody gets this lean without a comp. This is what I'm thinking. No one diets to this
Nobody gets that lean without a comp? What's a comp?
extent without actually setting foot on stage. Sam Sulek dieted 7 times before he got this lean, and on the 7th time, he competed and won his pro card. And so based on what I'm seeing, I'm thinking this guy's going to be competing. He's going to compete in a natural, drug-tested bodybuilding competition to prove to the world, the haters, that he did it 100% natural. He's going to then win the overall and earn...
Of course he is. He's absolutely 100% natural, of course. He just looks like a guy on steroids. You understand me? But Will Tennyson is natural. Come on, guys.
earn his Natty Pro card. Looking insane, doing the Toronto Naturals on the 26th.
See, he's doing the Toronto Naturals. The only fact is he looks like a guy on steroids. See what I mean? That's the difference. He's doing the Toronto Naturals. You understand me? But he doesn't look natural. He looks like a person on steroids. And that's why he's going to win, because he's the first person to do a natural show looking like a guy on steroids. Get it? Cosmetic look. Yes.
Who knows? We only know that he's dropping out Easter eggs even before Easter.
Sure.
Will Tennyson. And so I previously stated, is it Will Tennyson? I mean, look at his physique.
No, I know. Because he's natural, bro. That's why the first thing they're going to say, Will Tennyson, because he's the first guy to compete in a natural show looking like a guy on cosmetics called steroids. Get it? That's why he's going to win. Now, if you can accomplish this look naturally, looking like a guy on steroids, then you have a heads up on the rest. Get it?
It's so mind-blowing that you gotta think, is bro actually natural? Enhanced lads have bloated face. Not everyone who's not natty has a bloated face. For example, if you take halotestin, anavar, or various compounds that don't hold a lot of water, you're not gonna have a bloated face. It's still a goated nickname for this mass monster. Now, he isn't massive. What's happening is, it's the illusion of size.
Yeah, he's not massive. It's the illusion of size. See, his quads aren't really big. They're small. They just look like they're big. See what I mean? Because of the low body fat. Uh-huh.
Leaner you get,
Look how big those quads are. See? They didn't shrink. They just give the effect that they're big, but they're really tiny. See what I mean? So they look big in this photo, but they're really tiny.
oftentimes the bigger you actually look. Will Tennyson was formerly 205 pounds, and now he's only 179.
He was 205, and now he's 179. Are you sure exactly about that number?
Oh my God, there's no way. He's lost 26 pounds. And in that process, he stated that he's kept all of...
Yet he looks the same size from the left to the right. He lost 26 pounds. And he doesn't look like he had that much fat on the left compared to the right. See what I mean? But okay, you lose water, you lose a bunch of stuff. Okay, whatever.
his strength, which is very hard to do. But we all know that Will has been using Turk Builder Max as well as Geo2 Max.
Shit, that's the secret, bro. Get it? Greg has now revealed the secret. It's Turk Builder and Turk Max, or Geo Max and Turk Builder has what created this physique. God damn, man. I had no clue.
The cheat code, but it isn't actually cheating.
See, the cheat code, doesn't he have the cheat codes to himself, Athlean X? He's got a video about the cheat codes. Remember that?
Remember, it's on WADA's watch list, but it isn't actually banned.
Wait, it's on their watch list, but it's not banned. Then why do they need it on their watch list if it's not banned by them? What is he talking about, man?
More endurance, a lot more strength.
The question is this: if amino acids can build muscle, right, without a relative amount of even damage there being accumulated, then why aren't amino acids on WADA's so-called list or even on their watch list? Why is it on any of their banned lists? See what I mean? Because it's a natural substance. It's building blocks of protein. See what I mean? But that is the only supplement that I know that actually can build muscle with relatively low levels of muscle damage, which is incredible.
And also I've noticed today...
And they say even in science without even some damage at all, which is even more crazy, because the actin-myosin proteins within they're creating actin-myosin within the amino acids so they can create it.
And even yesterday, I felt a little bit more motivated coming to the gym. I think it has to be because of the testosterone.
And if you all knew the messages that...
See, it's because of the testosterone coming to the gym. Yes, man. All right.
I've been getting. Some famous people, some that you've never heard of, bragging about how amazing the results truly are.
Yes, how amazing are they?
You would know that this is 100% achievable without the use of performance-enhancing drugs.
Of course.
And in case you've forgotten, have I not stated that Will Tennyson has elite-level genetics?
Yes.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Did you not see him beat Coach Greg in a one-on-one powerlifting competition? Where he out squat, bench, and deadlift against Coach Greg? And considering that he's my long-lost son, I walked out on him years ago to get some milk. Does he not have the Coach Greg genetics? I'm 49. Look.
Of course he does. He has the Greg genetics, but isn't Greg on steroids? Is that what you're trying to say, Greg? He has your genetics? You've injected plant genetics in your body, so it's circulating in there. Did you pass it on to Will Tennyson, your long-lost son?
Does he not look like he has the capability of building a physique such as this? He's 6 feet.
Does he not have the capability of building a physique like this? No, I don't think so.
Tall at 179 pounds. When I was natural, remember, I'm a 5'6" manlet. I competed in the 170s. Almost as big as Will Tennyson, but 6 inches shorter. And so isn't it possible that by training harder than last time, for over 10 years, that he could develop a physique such as this? How does one attain this divine form? And so...
Well, Will Tennyson doesn't know how to build muscle, so how can he obtain such a physique like that without drugs? See what I mean? I don't know. Well, whatever. I guess he has the cheat codes, Turk Builder and GO2 Max.
In all my years, this is perhaps the most unexpected before and after transformation that I've ever seen from someone who's already been training 10 plus years. Looking in...
10 plus years? Training 10 plus years. Man, I got a body like that just training within months and eating at a buffet. That's it. But training really bodybuilding style. Not this fake concentric lifting style that these people lift at.
Did you know that you could be generating 10 grand a month or more by simply...
Please tell us you're competing. And so formerly we had been rating other men who are naturals physiques. Will Tennyson, he was slightly below that elite level form, but today, seeing him like this, we're giving him an A. He's literally on the cusp of having an S-tier natty physique. Compared to other famous naturals, for example, Jesse James West, I do believe that Will is in a league of his own. Now, when I saw him at the Gymshark event weighing 187 pounds, he was the talk of the town. Everyone was saying, look at Will. Have you seen him like this? It was truly remarkable. And since that time, he's been dieting harder than last time and has gotten even leaner. He never had legs this lean before. And so looking at his physique, you can see in the chest, striations from start to finish, going straight across. And the obliques on the side, shredded, all up and down. Triceps, delts, biceps. He even looks to have a smaller waist. And the quads, they're ridiculous. And so Will's best body part, if he is to fact compete, it may in fact be his quads. You would not have thunk it, but his legs are truly remarkable. They're huge. When you look at this pose, notice what you do not see. You don't see the back. His back is insane. Shredded, Christmas tree, top to bottom. And so I do believe that if it's closed from the front, as soon as Will turns around, it's game over, lights out. The definition, it's unreal. When people show progress photos before and after, they're doing that for a reason. And prior to this, Will was 200 and perhaps 50 pounds. As a teenager, he was in fact obese. But since that time,
He was obese as a teenager. That's interesting. Okay.
discovered that if I walk enough steps, if I do enough cardio and eat a healthy diet, I can get in shape, I can lose the weight. Look at this.
I love this healthy diet thing. You mean to eat a slave food diet? Okay.
Think of this. This is insane. That had 2,500 comments, 130,000 likes. I would say that Will Tennyson...
Yeah, I mean, depending what people are eating, they can have very low body fat. You know what I mean? I don't know what Will's doing, man. Honestly, I can't tell you. There are people with naturally low body fat because, again, they eat specific things. They're doing specific things. They look good. You know what I mean? But look at this. This is kind of weird. I don't know. It's just something strange about him, but whatever. It's that GO2 Max and Turk Builder. I guess it works. I guess we all have to go out there and run now and buy the Greg Doucette's Turk Builder and GO2 Max.
To natural bodybuilding what Sam Sulek is to enhanced. And think of it.
Really?
Sam Sulek, he was never a bodybuilder. I said, to be a bodybuilder, you have to set foot on stage. Sam, he never set foot on stage, and so I say he's not a bodybuilder. Bro enjoys going to the gym. He likes working out. But then when Sam set foot on stage, did I not change my tone? I literally have his second channel. And in terms of natural bodybuilding, Will has always gone to the gym, but he hasn't actually competed. And so until you compete, you're not really a bodybuilder. And so is it...
What are you talking about? If you haven't competed, you're not a bodybuilder. You aren't bodybuilders. You don't build bodies. I don't know what Greg is talking about. He's using the real bodybuilding and putting it into this fake world of lifting, this drug world. The drug world doesn't build bodies because if it could build bodies, then why when they go off, it all goes away. It's all fake, man. It's not bodybuilding. Real bodybuilding is based on a specific principle of building muscle. That's all it's based on. But he equates it with having this so-called aesthetic physique, going on a stage, posing, doing a bunch of weird shit. That's not what bodybuilding really is. That's not what bodybuilding is. That's why people have an obscure idea about what bodybuilding is. They think it's some drug guy going on a stage and posing. Has nothing to do with that at all whatsoever. Bodybuilding is not a sport. Because if it was, show me where it's a sport. Where do they have this sport called bodybuilding? Where is it? It doesn't exist anywhere because bodybuilding compromises sportive performance, real bodybuilding. It's not a sport. It's to build your body, which is a carryover to every sport. But bodybuilding itself is not a sport because there's no competitions out there called bodybuilding competitions. Now, if you're talking about what Greg's talking about, he calls it bodybuilding. Well, he shouldn't use that word bodybuilding. It's a beauty pageant. Some guy is going up on stage and posing. That's not a sport. You understand what I'm trying to explain to you? That is not a sport. That's some guy posing on a stage. A sport is like strongman or powerlifting.
Possible that Will wants to be that guy, the natural Sam. And so if Will can develop a physique as good as this, natural, and be 6 feet tall and weigh under 180 pounds, does that not send the message that you too can do it natural? Will's just a regular guy. Now, yes, he has amazing genetics. Remember, this guy's an elite level athlete. But if Will can develop a physique like that, while being natural, through hard work, years of dedication.
Yeah, through hard work of concentric lifting, which everybody else failed at. If you could do it, if he could do it somehow, but nobody else can, lifting concentrically in the gym, right? They can't build a physique like that or anything like that. But Will could. That means all of you should be able to too, right? Even though you failed at it.
Does that not motivate you to also be natural?
Even though concentric lifting is associated with a loss of sarcomeres in series. You understand me? And it does not build muscles. But somehow, Will Tennyson, he managed to create muscles. And he managed to get the sarcomere in series to lengthen by lifting concentrically. Magically. Get it, dude? You understand? Because he took GO2 Max and Turk Builder, Greg Doucette's Turk Builder. They magically build muscles out of thin air.
Proves that you can do it natural. Does it take 1 year, 2, 3, 5, 10? No, it takes longer than that. But if you stick to it and keep training, you too can do it. Remember.
Yeah, if you keep training and stick to it, even though it's based on failure, principles of failure, you keep skating uphill with ice skates, skating up a hill to try to get a different outcome from lifting concentrically, well, then you too can do it like Will Tennyson because he magically somehow did it. Get it? What nobody else could. Where nobody else could, he did it.
I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. I did, in fact, use and abuse performance-enhancing drugs, but I started in my 30s. Will's 29. And in comparison to other guys, we had, for example, Alex Eubank. I need to go on HRT. Why, Alex? Well...
No, Alex is natural. Don't you know that? He too's natural because... No, I'm just joking. No, see, what happened was Alex, it failed for him too. He lifted concentrically and it failed. That's why he went on HRT and all these drugs and everything, because he discovered that lifting concentrically does not build muscles, and if anything, it shortens them, make them smaller. That's why a lot of people complain in the gym. They always go like, you hear some people, they say, I'm getting smaller. Well, why are you getting smaller from lifting weights going to the gym? Because you're lifting in the opposite direction. Duh. You're going against gravity when you should be going with gravity.
Because I want to be near single-digit body fat, and I have brain fog, no energy. I can't do it. I can't make videos and be lean and look good at the same time. Why not? Will did it. Will is single-digit body fat, way leaner than Alex has ever gotten, leaner than Jesse. And he has no problem making videos, traveling the world. I mean, bro the other day was at a school, $95,000 a year. He's traveling, making videos, posting content. Half the videos he posts are on the top 50 on YouTube's trending. And so what's your excuse? Why can't you go to the gym, have a job, study, do whatever? You can do it. And you don't need steroids. You don't need SARMs. You don't need peptides. You don't need anything. This is what you need. No, I'm kidding, but it's not going to hurt. And so if you want to give this a try, remember, money back guarantee and a $20 gift card. And if Will is in fact competing, he should also be trying Seco.
If you train jiu-jitsu, you know there's
Seco bars, 230 calories, 20 grams of protein. It tastes
See, take all these things and Seco bars and stuff. That's what does it. Yeah.
ridiculous. It doesn't even make sense how a bar can taste this good. Compare it to any other bar in the world, and if you don't think it's the best, money back guarantee and a $20 gift card.
I think it's great. Builds muscles, yes.
I don't expect you to like it. I expect you to love it. Stan Brownie, you could use a donut. Jesse James West, bro's lats are hanging off the bone. Mitchell Hooper, crushing it. Lex Little, what the frick? Eric the Electric, peeled. Tristan Lee Official, incredible. Let me know in the comments section, do you think Will is going to compete? And if so, how he's going to do? And of all the natties out there, is anyone better than Will? You can't say, oh, they're better if they did this, if they did that. Right now, this minute. Y'all thought I don't eat any junk ever. Little do they know. I burn off 1,500 calories in 2 hours on a stationary bike. You don't think I can eat a chocolate or two? And so I'm certainly hoping that Will decides to compete. I'm hoping this is foreshadowing for his upcoming competition. We don't know when it is. Hopefully he decides to compete. And if he does compete, obviously I'm going to be covering that competition, and hopefully he earns his pro card. Looking for Turk Builder Max, of course we're sold out. We don't have it. When do we ever have it? I'll tell you how you get it. You go on the website and you click to get notified. And then as soon as it comes back in, bam! People, they know what they're doing. They're stocking up. And so what happened? They're sold out again. And so just so you know, and I'm not going to say any names. I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to show you their image. See that company right there? They reached out to the guys that sell it to me.
Whatever.
Can we buy it from you?
Christ, I'm so sick of watching this garbage when Greg does this. He makes me upset.
We want what Coach Greg's got.
He looks like an evil salesman. You notice that? Phony evil salesman.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that we've tested
Look at him. Why do you think that is? And he's like chewing. What do you think that is? And everything. Christ, bro. Look at him. Look at that face.
your product? Did Nootropics Depot, remember they tested 10 different companies? We're the only ones that had it. Do you think that that company has it? Why do you think they're reaching out to my supplier, even though we have a non-compete that means you can't buy it? And yes, I have the receipts in case they want to bring me to court or something. Why do you think they're trying to get my supply? And so on the bottle, it said 600 milligrams of terkestrone. Well, mine is the strongest I've ever seen, and we have about 18 milligrams in each pill. They have 600. How many of you believe that? How many of you think you get 600 of those, 120 pills for $35? I sell it for double that with 1/3 the pills. And so you think they're able to sell it for 6 times cheaper than me? And so if you don't want to get ripped off, remember, if compared to Gorilla Mode, one of these pills has more testosterone than the entire bottle from Gorilla Mode. Or Mind, whatever that freaking company is called. Damn! How many people try to rip you off, but will give you all of your money back and a $20 gift card if you're not satisfied? And so here's what I'm talking about. That's how strongly we believe in this. And why do you think I'm this confident? Repeat buyers? Oh, it's the placebo effect. Come on, when tens of thousands of people are rebuying something and they're saying such amazing things about it, how do you think it's a placebo effect? And so if you don't want it, you want to wait for the research. Oh my goodness, didn't you hear about that study where they tested Coach Greg's products? Yeah, did you watch that video on that Jose researcher that shouldn't be allowed to do research when they want you to pay a secret foundation $200,000 to do the study? This is the bull.
Oh, brother, here we go again. The Turkesterone, because that's what he's been taking. Get it? Turkesterone. Jesus
Bullshit that works in testing. And so, guys, if you don't want to buy it because you don't have the research, don't buy it. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's going to Turkesterone's going to magically build muscles without even working out, guys. Get it? Yeah.
Do you know why? Because the rest of the people that want it and want to rebuy, they get to have it. Because it sells out in under 24 hours. I'm buying it at full capacity. They're working 24 hours a day, 3 shifts of 8 hours around the clock to get you a Juga Turkistatica from Uzbekistan. And the price is going up. And so the next time you want to get it, you perhaps should get it in bulk. But don't forget, code Greg for 15% off. And by the way, I have a new coaching program, myself and my team, looking for a few more people.
See, he's got a coaching team, Turkesterone, Turk Builder, all this kind of weird stuff, bro. It's going to magically build you muscles out of thin air.
Well, we can still take on more clients. And so if you're interested in that being coached by me and my team, remember, it includes reading your blood work, giving you everything. So if you're looking for a 6-month program to transform your life, or perhaps even just 3 or 4 months, or even up to a year, click the link in the description and apply today. And until next time, I am out.
Thank God, man. That was ridiculous. Man, that was like a whole commercial for Turkesterone. I guess that's what Will's doing. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends. Comment down below. Tell us what you think about that. Like, subscribe, and support the channel. It really helps. See ya.